Okay, give me a minute. I'm coming on here to do an energy report. Um, I was gonna do this and edit it, and I realized I didn't have my new cards in the library, so I'm gonna have to do it live. So my mental, I'm not up to mental par here for that. So I will. If anybody comes on live, I'll have the things roll across the screen here as well. I learned how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to be doing an energy report. I was guided to come in and has actually guided a while ago here to explain. I had a little chit chat with things going on in the field, so I'm gonna dip into that right away here. I made some notes, keep me on track. Basically, they were saying, and I'm getting validation outside of me for this, but they're saying at the time here of September into October, where we're in now, and down to November, this is where the energies are peaking. Now, um, this isn't on the positive side. So they're wanting me to warn everybody that's in my field anyway of this. Because sometimes if we know it's coming at us, we can arm ourselves better, we can mentally prepare, we can emotionally prepare, this kind of thing. And there's also a sense here that there's going to be energies within our own field. Um, yeah, they're going akashically, yes. So, meaning parallel life stuff may be coming up for us at this time as well to deal with. So, past life, parallel, whatever, wherever you are on that, having to do with things that are not in the here and now, in our past. This kind of thing is going to be coming up to deal with in our past, in this life, and in our other lives. Anything that is remotely clinging on the negative side of energy here is going to be risen at this time. And what they were explaining to me, as they were saying, they're going, the negative energies are going to really create an apex here of of energy coming at us, basically being projected at us from all areas. We're going to hit an apex here in October. And as this happens, we can, knowing this, we can we can mentally prepare to bring the light to match it. Um, if we're not in the know, we just don't prepare. We carry on and we kind of get drugged down by it unknowingly. So they're trying to make everybody aware of that. And I push to not know any details too far in, because sometimes I can get pulled right in there and I don't want to go there, especially at a time when things are amping up on the negative. So nothing to be scared of, just be prepared. That's all. So trying to stay of high vibe, within your own self, just doing things that isolating from the negative, really. Yeah, so September, I mean, this has been happening, I think, all this year, but we're going to feel it, I think, the most now, because not only are the energies amping up at this time, but so are our negative karmic energies that have to be how you say, filtered out, right? Because they're giving me an analogy, like if we're like up until now, okay, so if we're talking about spiritual work, working on ourselves to rid ourselves of past pain, past hurts, to heal, this kind of thing, if we're in that zone and we're not making progress. They showed me someone standing in a tub with their boots on, but there's no water, no plug, it's empty. This is what we've been doing, not almost like not making progress. Some have, and they know, those are the ones, they know where they're at, they know they're going along, because they feel these are the higher vibrationals, they feel those tugs and pulls along, and you go back, 2 steps back, 1 forward, but you keep going, right? Slowly making progress. But at this time, it's for those that have not dipped into this. Excuse me. Those that haven't dipped in and really done any self-healing, emotional work on themselves and their lives in the here and now, these are the ones that are going to get hit most hard at this time. And again, they're showing me October as a whole. September is starting the build. So you probably felt in September maybe uncomfortable. They're showing me agitation, like something's wrong, but you don't know what it is. It's because it's deeper than where you're looking. This is what it is. It's something's coming. What's coming is the purge. So if you want to get ahead of the game here, we just need to dive into our emotions and feel them out. So going on that analogy of being in the tub with your boots on and no plug, no water, they said, what's going to happen over this time of October? Again, we're going to be pummeled with negative energy, but we're also going to be infused energetically with an ability to hit the positive, but only if we've done our self-healing work. So that's the complexity here. That's the difference between all the other little evolutionary steps that we've had along the way, is that we have a real negativity surge that's going to come and meet us at our positivity, because we've been gaining positivity. So the negative's going, wait a minute, they're getting ahead of us here. So now we got to really push to the self-healing is really the key to going across the line and winning, right? So if you can't go here unless we've got a lot of our purging emotionally done. So they're kind of emphasizing that because, one, we will be guided, we will know where this sits, because universally all our guides, all our whatever ancestors from above, they're all pushing this same theory. So if anybody's remotely connected to their instinct, they're going to feel this on some level. It's those that are not. They're going to kind of be shoved in the pen and the door's locking behind. They're going, wait a minute, I don't know the rules here. These are the ones that are going to be, I don't mean to laugh, but these are the ones we're trying to jump up, right? So that's what they're showing me here. I'm just going over my notes. Cleaning up the mental health. It's hard when you have issues coming at you and you're confused and there's a feeling of gloom and doom. All it is just the negative energy that's being amped. We're feeling this. So now we know what it is. It's a negative energy field that is projected outward. Now we can guard against it, block it, do your grounding, your protecting, and your healing of self. You do not know about this, look it up. There's tons of things everywhere. I do like a tree. I connect to the earth, and then I connect to the higher realms, and then I just protect that connection. You can do it in any way. You can bubble up, you can Iron Man up, there's tons of ways. You can, use your imagination to amp that. And that's all you have to do is trust in that. Now, what they were saying is before September, we were going on a drip feed, right? The line is being a drip. You can see the drip. It's coming, but you just almost don't even know it's there. That's what was happening all along here up until September. Now, as we go into October, we're already on the 10th here. Now, as we go into October, we're hitting this apex of negativity that we got to be aware to guard against. So as we go in here, this drip of positivity is going to turn into a nice shower of rain. It's not a downpour. They go, be careful. It's not a downpour. But if we're conscious, we can catch it, and also the dark to meet that, right? Well, the dark is kind of trying to overwhelm at this point, right? But our awareness that they're there as well, as soon as we guard, we block that ability to overcome. It's a lack of awareness that is the key to them winning. So the more people you tell, the more people you infuse, the more people you let tap into their instinct or guide to tap into. So if I tell you, you tell three, and you tell, that kind of thing, the more it goes is kind of how we overcome that. And again, just being aware of what the enemy is. I mean, if you're aware that it's raining outside, you use an umbrella and you're okay, you're dry, right? This is the same thing. So now what's going on here? We're in the tub, no water. We got our boots on. We're prepared somewhat, right? So for those intuitives, we've got some of our emotional healing done, and we're trying to get into our heart space and open up in that way. So this is good. Now what they're explaining to me is what's going to happen from October on into November. Okay, so we have this apex of negative energy that we have to protect against in October. The whole month, just do it. Just wake up in the morning, go, I'm protected, and I have faith in my guardians, da da da, higher self, even whatever. And then work on your emotional purging after that. Now, once we've done that, they're explaining to me what's going to happen in November towards December and into the year is the universe going to put the plug in the tub and the water's going to start filling up. Okay. Now, the water is really our emotional heart center, is the way they kind of explain it to me. Because when we're talking about the tarot, what is the cups is always about the emotional phase here that we're going through. So they're wanting everybody to feel from their emotions. And some people just can't. Why? Because it's full of negativity, right? So they're going, what happens when we are full of negativity and the water's rising? Where does that negativity go? Because they said the two cannot be in the same place. One has to go, and the water's coming up. So where does it go? And this is for those. And I mean, I've been in this place many a times where in the past I just never showed emotion, didn't know how. It wasn't in my field at that time to show any emotion. So every 2-3 years I'd have a breakdown, but I didn't know why, because I just, being air, don't know. You don't deal with emotions. You don't do that. It's not right. Even though I front as a water sign, I had no clue how to use that. So here we go. We got our boots on in the tub, and we're going to be protected up to that point. The water is rising. The universe is bringing in all these emotions. If you're following me here on how it's going in October, again, emotional healing, and it's got to rise. And that negative energy, if we don't purge it, it is going to buckle under the pressure. It's going to explode. So those, again, worried about mental health, try and keep your mental health as clear as you can. Meaning, if there's things that trigger you, stay away from them. If there's places that you find negative, don't go there. This kind of thing, try and be as clear as you can. And in the meantime, in the background, work on things that your instinct is prompting you to. And again, if you haven't got your instinct intact, you're really going to be behind here. But I will say this, that visuals, imagination, take note of what's going on in there. Dream time, this is where a lot of people that cannot connect, this is where they go for those. So dreams, if you remember them, take advantage of that time, because they're going to be really intense. They're going to be really purposeful. Even though we can say, oh, it's just a mundane, I was helping somebody paint a garage or whatever. There's lessons in there, littered in there. And usually, I've said this before, but usually when I get into a dream time, they're usually working with the emotional center. Because you may have like nothing really going on. Like in the dream time, it's like, well, it's mundane. I just went shopping and I came home and I was a different home, details will be different, but the emotional state is what you need to look at. So were you overwhelmed? Were you happy? Were you sad? And if so, why? Because that points to the lesson that they're wanting to bring out to you, this kind of thing. So like, okay, I'll give you an example. Examples, please. After my mom died, I have a certain way of thinking, but you can comfort everybody else and say, yeah, don't worry. I never had a worry about anybody else's family going to the right place. But for some reason, when your family goes, you suddenly you're like, well, did she go there or what happened? Like you don't know. So I had a dream that I was out in Egypt with my mom planting a garden. Well, she likes gardening and whatever. So basically what I was doing there was completely mundane, completely normal. Like I didn't even know she had passed in the dream. I wasn't aware. So I woke up and it was like everything's good, everything's normal. That's kind of what they're trying to get through. So again, dreams, imagination, instinct, guttural, little feelings here and there. Just don't avoid that because it's really going to get you to where you need to go. Here's pertinent for the way forward. Okay. So releasing negative energies as much as we can because they're raising the water. They're raising the emotional center. They're raising everybody to their heart center. And they want you to feel that. If we don't have the ability to feel it, it's going to be combustible. It's going to be a problem. And not only for us, but for humanity. We got to try and get as many people in their heart center as we can so we can move forward freely. I don't see a problem there, but just the awareness. This is a peak time of infusing negative energies here. So we got to be up, look alive to guard against it. It's really what they're wanting me to push here. So limit yourself to as much negative exposure as you can, the television, the internet, that kind of thing. Be very discerning of what you watch. Subliminals, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. So even when you think there may not be things influencing you, they are influencing you. So if you can mindfully do that to a degree where we got it down to a minimum, to what we think, we may still be fighting stuff there underneath. Yeah, because it's being projected. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm going to get into some cards here. Give me a minute. Yeah, I was just wondering if they were going to go with anything else here, but I think we'll just leave it at that. Keep an eye on your mental health. Try and if you're feeling like you want to cry, get to a place where you can, because if you're stuffing it, it's going to blow in a bad way. A lot of people here are leaving things to the last minute. Why did I see a comment here and now it's not up? Here we go. Good evening to you. Thank you. Okay, thanks, Charla. I thought I had that going, but I didn't. You betcha. Yeah, I know it's later here too. It's 9, but I thought I'd come in because I was going to edit a video. And again, I didn't realize I didn't have some of my cards scanned. So it wouldn't have went out till next week. And this needed to go out. So keeping the thoughts clear. Okay. So I'm going to do, we'll do these last. That'll be a clarification. And I'll get in, man. Well, I've been eating too much dairy lately. I like my iced cappuccino thingies, and it's just not good for public speaking, I guess. So, okay. So I'm going to get in. I got my above cards from the above and below shadow deck, I think it's called. And then I got my Metatron deck there. And I also got my little cartoon. I think it's called the Divine Tarot. Call it my cartoon deck because it's cute. Anyway, we're going to lay some cards out here. These aren't usually the ones I go for. I go for those Isis Oracle cards usually, but they're going, no, we need some grounded stuff here. Something in these cards they need to communicate. So here we go. My nails. Yeah, time. That's another thing you may notice, that it may speed up and slow down. And to me, when it speeds up, I feel like that's an increase in frequency. And when it slows down, either they're trying to do that to help you be in the now, or, you know, negativity can pull you back a little bit. And it seems like, right? If you're noticing that, then you'll know what I mean. It seems like we got to go backwards and deal with some stuff that we may be missing, because they may actually pull. See, I see there's a need to tell you this. In the energetic form, they show me wavelengths, and so I just can't translate because I really don't know. I can only use my verbiage, which is very limited to what they know. But when they're showing the timeline of, okay, in a day, right? In a day, we have activity. They're showing me the increase of flow here and then activity. So the amount of stuff that we get done in a day, where the line goes up, right? And then when we're sleeping, it goes down. So they're showing an active day. And when we're really busy, it pulls like this, pulls that way. And then when we're slowed down and we are in the moment, then it pulls it back like this. I don't know how to explain it, but this is done. Your higher selves, all these people above you, right? Your guides, they can do this to you to help you evolve. They can puff things up and stretch things out to make you realize if we're getting too much, because they also know what needs to be accomplished, and from that higher perspective. So anyway, they wanted me to go there for you for some reason. We may be dealing with that at this time, right? So you may have needed a little explanation there. So this is normal, by the way. I'm getting a sense here that we're having some weird things go on. Not able to explain it, time and space things. And that has to do with evolvement. Time and space changes when you evolve. Speeds up, slows down. And you can have a mix of this in the same day, same week. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Shuffled enough. Sorry, I was picking up on your field there. But it's all good, not to panic, just to protect our field from here forward. So, okay, I know it's upside down to you. I'm going to go with 3 for now. Okay. Okay, so the first card again, I'm going to move these. Give me a minute here. How did I do that? Dunk. There. Okay. I'm going to, does that make it worse? I don't know. Okay, sorry. Technical stuff. Okay, the first card I pulled here, we have glasses. The Venus card. This talks of attraction, and it's the element of fire. And yet I get a lot of watery feelings here. So, yeah, that doesn't help. Sorry. Yeah. Give me a minute here. I had to look. Okay, interesting. Okay. Okay, just what I was saying here without the cards. So Venus, Venusian, right? We're talking about emotions and beauty, and it can also speak to money too. So some people may have plays on money, either an influx of money or an outflow of money, that a lot of money's going out at this time or coming in. This is simply, sorry, my nose, that energy. To me, they're going, this is the light energy. So this is it, sitting there, being aware of what? Of the, okay, just give me a moment here, because we're going non-traditional with all of this. Because look at the light there, and the darkness here. And yeah, okay, hold on, they're going way deep here. Okay, the initial meaning of this card here. Okay, we went through this Venetian, sorry, this one's a Venetian energy, light there. Now this is dark energy and a sense of covertness, right? The dark wanting to rise quietly is what I'm getting here. But the card is a need for action, okay? So, and this is connected to water, and water is connected to the emotion. So, this is where you're going to feel it in your emotional center in a negative way. So we got to counterbalance that with a positive mindset and locking out all of those negativities in our life that we can see and detect. Because I'll tell you, for every 5 on the surface, you got 10 underneath coming at you. So if you get, it's like, oh, well, get rid of 1 or 2. No, get rid of all 5, because there's more than enough underneath here covertly being drawn in. So we got to be smart about this so that we can win. Okay. Boom. There it is. I'm not going to, they go, don't harp. Tongue in cheek with that. Because, they play harps up there. Okay. So anyway, Venus, that's the light energy. This is the dark. Isn't this wonderful? Look how they do that. And these guys are working overtime. They're marching, they're lighting their wands, they're gathering together to try and get this darkness to penetrate. Okay. But this one here is not too worried because she's just sitting in the light, right? They're just sitting there beaming. And if you're sitting there and you're aware and you're protected and you're grounded, you cannot be touched by any of this. None of it. Now, these guys here are in a panic. They're going panic. The need for action is the panic of this to overcome what is happening here. Because peace is really kind of eclipsing all of this darkness at this time. But again, we don't want to be naive, or not naive, sorry, wrong word. We don't want to be, what's that phrase? Rest on our laurels, right? We don't want to rest on our positivity. We want to beam it and protect it. Right now, we may be beaming or trying to overcome that, or some people are engulfed, they said, in this energy and not even realizing that they're not having a good time here. So they just got to really slow down and take note of their mental health. Where am I? I have a lot of, with my abilities, I have a lot of mental issues. And it's hard when you're telepathic to stay positive when you got negative feed all around you. It's hard. So you got to get yourself away from that, connect, ground, protect, and then you go back or whatever, or, listen to music, whatever. So this is interesting. This is kind of the dichotomy of the dark and the light here. So wow, the cards are moving already. Okay, the third, the elemental of fire, which is the influx of energy, right? There's the salamander. He's tiptoeing through there, and the fire, right? And the dark. Look at the light and dark within one, right? And they're going, and this is how it is on the surface as well. I'm saying the surface, but meaning right in front of your eyes, you have a person that may come at you from both sides. They may have dark things that they're doing and light things that they're saying, and we don't know how to, we may not know how to transverse or to, we don't have the roadmap for that. Too much, the dissonance, they said. It's the dissonance, because we got people that may be dark saying light things, or the opposite. They may be light and saying dark things, and we got to figure out what's going on here. Are those people that are light, action oriented, but speaking dark, are they overwhelmed, they need help, da, da, da. And are the ones that are dark but speaking light, are they truly dark, da, da, da. This is kind of this is all of that. This is being seen right now and felt right now. And it's also the energy that's coming in to peak over October. It's the influx of energy. We have to stay in our positivity, because there's going to be an increase of negativity as well. So be aware. That's where we're sitting here. Okay, so we're going to go like this. Now I'll leave Yeah. So that's above cards. Now we're gonna clarify here with my other cards. I can't. Divine Tarot cards. Thank you. Yeah, wow. I mean, I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have picked these cards if I wanted to look through there to pick. Okay, so let's see what they do to clarify here, what kind of energy I get. Yeah, and these cards, man, there's something going on. The energy coming here is going to be weird because I was shuffling them earlier and they just would not shuffle. So we'll go this way. Just give me a moment here. Go one by one on top. Okay, the first card was here talking about Venus, talking about the emotions, the emotions that are going to well up in us, and also the emotions that we're going to have to deal with. We're going to have to purge because there's subliminal there's subliminal stuff coming. Projection. There's projection of negativity coming that we just have to stay strong in our light here. Now the Chariot, right? That amps up the force with which the Chariot is fast movement. So if I were to interpret that, it would be get there fast, stay in your light fast, clear your energy fast. Don't hesitate. That's what they said. Don't hesitate to protect yourself. Don't hesitate to, every time you're aware, even if it's people that you know, they may be having problems with negativity. You protect yourself from that because they can chew away at all of this. So I don't want to, harp on the negative, but I mean, making people aware. Give me a moment here. Yeah, the water element. We have these two. Because this Venus, right? And she's in a clamshell here. And she's very calm, serene, and peaceful. Because she is intrinsically, she's feeling protected. Okay. Here, it's kind of like there's a guy here storming. It's like, I'm going to, I'm going to get there and I'm going to fight and I'm going to do what I need to do here. He's driving the Chariot. He's, it's more of a fever that we're moving. We got to go. It's not calm and cool, collected. And that's what they're saying. That's what the people on the earth are, because they're going, this is what we got shooting up from above, from our higher selves, from our guides, from anybody we ask for help for. This is what they're shooting you. Calm, peace, serenity, love, right? Venus is love. So this is on the grounded earth, what we may be doing or feeling or how we're dealing with things. So we may be quite, they did say chaotic, but we may be quite feverish, kind of, what's the word, like tripping. We be tripping. Things are going like, we can't, yeah, there's a fever pitch here about all of this energy and maybe not knowing how to handle it. But again, if we know that there's a bunch of negative energy coming at us, we just ground protect and boom, we're done. We're done. Then we can calm down and we can start sailing calm and collected instead of charging forward with the, I don't know, that's not salmon. What is that? Out here, you'd call sturgeon, maybe? I don't know what those are. Anyway, but he is a force no less. There is a confidence here. They're showing me what? They're telling me to look. Oh, that's like a house. I thought it was another knight here. Up in here, they have a picture. I thought it was another knight on a horse, but it's like a house or something. But anyway, they're showing me him. He's quite quite collected, even though he's going feverishly fast. He's quite unaffected, is what they said. So this may be a symbol of some of the people involved here in the right frequency. We're not going to let it affect us at this point. And they're going, and this would be smart. And they're going, this could also be, this here is, I know this is the boat. Sorry, I'm getting the wrong distance here from, this is the boat, right? This dragon head. But they're going, this could be a symbol of us being connected to our spiritual selves that are bigger, higher, more protection. So within that, look how he's hanging on to it, eh? Like with confident, like, yeah, I got this. So there is a sense here that we are, a lot of us are in that, which is good. But wanting to move quickly, no less. There's a sense of movement here. So we'll move on. Okay, the next card was, again, the need for action. And I feel like the action here is the protection that they want you to take from any type of negative things coming at you at this time. Excuse me. On top of that, we get the 7 of Cups. Yeah. And they're going, we have our pick of the litter here, except that we don't see a lot here of what's inside. And that's really, that's really the unknowing, right? We're walking through here. We're seeing things that don't add up, things on both sides of the fence. This kind of fits with that card, actually, because it's like we're trying to maneuver which one of these carries the right prize, right? Which one of these is not going to burn me? Do I go this way or that way around it? Which one's going to light my path? And this is almost like one step down the road. He's made it through the little candles, like, what's his name there? He wore the fedora hat and he would go through these things and pick up these skulls and stuff. But anyway, Indiana Jones, yeah. This is like Indiana Jones going through. He made it through here. He didn't burn himself. Now he's at the cups. Which cup do you pick that's not going to blow things up, right? And I feel like that's judgment. That's people that we have in our lives. We're trying to see. At this point, we cannot see, right? All of those lids are on those things. They're all on. Usually there's things in the regular deck, but here they're going, this is significant. Why we picked the deck? Because we do not know which one to pick. We don't know what's in where. And that's really how everybody's feeling. This makes sense to me. Because do we go here? Do we take that? Do we listen to this one or do we listen to that one? They're saying the opposite. So we'll go back here. Oh, maybe that doesn't feel right. Again, using our instinct to pick. And this is highly what we need to do because we're just not going to see it on the surface. We're not going to see what we need, like in a logical kind of way. We're not going to see it. We need our instinct to move forward here. And we've used it. The feeling they're giving me here is we're learning to use it for those that are on tipping points here with their instinct. We went through, we didn't get burned. So now we got to pick blindly. This is one step up from, we could see the flame, which one's higher, which one's lower, how far we got away. We got all that. Here, this blind, we don't know. You pick one, we don't know what's in there. So this is, energetically, this is what people are going through. Okay, as we get through, we get the 10 of coins. Okay, I know exactly what they mean here. Okay, so let's do this. So this was need for action, a need to take action from our emotional state. Now we got to be careful with that phrase because a lot of people are rumbling from a sense of chaos. They're not in peace. They're not in calm. They're coming from a sense of being like a volcano, if I can say it that way, erupting with shit that's going to burn. It's all bad stuff. So needing to deal with those emotions, I feel like the need for action is to deal with the dark emotions within our own personal selves. Because the quicker we clean that out, the easier it'll be to pick the right lamp. Because when you clean that out, then it's just the light beaming to make your choices. And what do they show you? The 10 of coins. The 10 of coins here in this deck is about community. It's about connecting with our community and being a part of our community. And not only that, feeling love, giving love, appreciation, grace, and dignity, and being amongst those that give all of this back. Those gathering things, right? 10 of coins too is about money and whatnot. I did get a little bit of sense here that some people may be into karmic rewards at this time. If you're in that energy, you will know that at this time it will be something that is coming in. Like you may say things like, man, everybody else having such a hard time. I feel guilty almost accepting this. There may be some people in this way now. Yeah, they're going, this is where we go out in the community and we share what we have, whether it's emotional, whether it's monetary, if we can do that. And we bring up those that are in the low levels in whatever way that we can. And fate will put you in those positions to make that easy for you to do. So the 10 of coins here, I feel, is community gathering together. And look how happy they are, right? So keep that in mind, because that's what we need to focus on, is connecting back with the people in a way that is bringing peace, and not falling for the trappings of bringing about chaotic energy. Again, is energy being beamed at us from tons of directions we're not even aware of. That's why we got to really take note of where we are emotionally and be quick to do this. Don't let it lag. Like, I feel like that's what the Chariot's there for, is get to that point where we're dealing with our emotional center and feeling the feelings here. I can't stress that enough. That's really what they have been pulling all along. And again, some of the stuff that is influencing me coming in was, again, that Sam the Illusionist guy. He's talking about a feed that he got. What was it? Yeah, about this energetic stuff hitting a negative fever pitch as well. And just stay clean. Just stay clean energetically. And that starts with the emotional center. I'm trying to simplify it, but also follow your instinct, and I don't know, like I'm trying to, because they're showing me there's people here that just are not going to be in tune with their instinct. And then they're showing me, like, kind of like, when there's cattle and they got to round them up and bring them in, and there's always one scraggler or whatever, and the dog's circling it, trying to get it in with the rest of the pack. This is what I feel. There's not many, but they're there. And this is going to be a rough time. October, rough time for some. Those are the ones that are non-instinctual. They don't want to use their instinct. It's not solid. They were going through the elements as well with me, like earth elements, slow, steady, strong. Again, we're in our logical sense here. We like to feel, touch, taste things. This, if it's not on this realm, we kind of don't deal with it. We don't take it seriously. These may have problems in these elements: Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. These may be the scragglers that are coming. The next would be the water signs. Now, they were explaining to me about the water signs, and bottom of the boat is the earth signs. They're going to have the hardest time, because in the physical realm, they can gather things like nobody's business, but spiritually they have a harder time translating to that. And that's the dissonance that they're feeling, is all this stuff that I never dealt with. Like, why do I got to deal with it now? I've been without it for so long. I've been good. I don't know why. So this is the highest resistance. And then they show me the water. Now, the water can be highly evolved in the emotional center. In fact, they can they can get to a point where they're waving it at everybody else, they're guiding everybody else, but they're going, at this time there's a sense of frustration within the water elements, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. They've used it up to this point, and the sense they're giving me is showing like kids, well, it didn't work for me, so I'm not using it. And they're going, but things are different now. But again, their instinct, there's a distrust of the instinct in the water elements. So they're showing me that there's a sense of rebellion in the water elements. They're going, up to now, I haven't got what I wanted to get out of this. And, like there's a sense of defeatism within the instinct, which is sad, but that I can totally relate with this. Lack of patience, if that. There's things kind of not happening at the pace that they want it. The water is slower, but they're trotting, but they're not at a full gallop. Then we have the fire element. Usually, the swords guy, he's usually the first to run out at like quickness. There's swords, fire, water, and then earth. And that's really kind of how we're going here. But they were explaining to me the fire element, how there's a lack of understanding. We just go, we just charge, we just plow through things. And the fact that we don't understand what's going on can debilitate us down the road, trip us, we fall right off our horse falls in the ditch in the mud, and then the swords guy takes off and he's running. Okay, just bear with me. So this is what they're explaining. If we are in the fire element, be careful of being tripped up, because this is where these darker energies can pull you in with your fierce ability to quick to anger. They love this. They love to play in that. Let's get these fired up and get them quick to anger, because then they can't figure it out. They make rash judgments. They could come out with violence. We love this. And they may even target that. Okay. Just bear with me. I'm telling a story, but you can translate it if you want. Then we have what they said to me was, when they first started talking, they reversed it, and I'm going backwards in my memory. But they said, who's going to win here is the air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. They're going to start running because they have used their instinct in the past and they have been rewarded. And even though they're not mindful that it's their instinct that they're following it, and they're going, because there's something in them that just says, just go, just go. They're not questioning, they're going. And it's something that's kind of been ingrained and they've been working on for a while now. So it's really the air sign. So if you got any air elements, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in your chart, this will help you go forward with your instinct. If you have any in your sphere, you will know, because they will stick out from the rest. They'll be doing things a little different, and you're going, and in judgment, you'll be going, wait a minute. You can't really say they're wrong, but you don't know if they're right. So you don't know if you should follow or not. Like if we're talking about herd mentality, you're going like, wait a minute, he's going off on that way. Is there water over there? Like, it's kind of like that's what they're showing me. Like, we don't know if we should follow those air signs, but the air signs don't care if you follow them or not. They're just going because they know something that everybody behind don't know or are in resistance of, right? So when we go back behind the air signs, we got the fire. The fire ended up in the ditch. Why? Because they made a mistake in not taking their present reality into account. They just got fired up, angered, didn't how do you say, give me help here. Yeah, they're tripping over themselves is what they said. We get fired up so quick that we don't take the next step into account. Okay, if I do this, what's going to happen with this? Dot, dot, dot. And is that going to help me or hinder me? And they don't. They just charge forward. If you're against me, then I'm against you, and boom. And then the next step could trip them right up. And that's what happened and put them in the back. Now, who comes next? Water. So the water looks at the fire and then realizes there's a race going on because they kind of didn't know what was going on. They're like, oh shit. Oh, well, maybe now I have a chance to get forward. But they're not using their instinct. They're in resistance. So Capricorn, or sorry, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. They're showing me this like I'm laughing. Okay. So they're realizing now they're in a race. They just had no clue before. Now, there's a competitive nature the air naturally has. So they're running the race that they don't even know that the shot was fired, but they're going because they're trying to keep ahead all the time. There's kind of a competitive nature. So now we get to the water. Okay, so we're at the water and they realize, so then they start gun booting her. They're going to go a little faster down the road because they realize this one here's tripped up. So now I have a chance 50-50 here. I got one behind me and then, so now they're going to run a little faster. But again, they're in resistance. So they're showing me like suddenly our feet are tied and we can't jump up and run like we got to get going. It's like our feet are tied. Why? Because we're in resistance to our instinct. Okay, so who's behind them? The earth signs. And they're sitting there looking at everything. They're looking at everybody ahead. They don't give a shit if there's a race going on. You can't make me move if I don't want to move. And none of this is making sense. And I don't know what y'all are fussing about, but I don't want to go. And I'm not going to go. I'm going to stay here. My horse is eating and I'm having a sandwich and that's the way it's going. And frankly, you guys aren't making any sense. So they're at the back waiting for the loop to come back around. I don't know. They just kind of right out of it. None of this is making sense. And these are the ones I feel that are really lost at this time. But I do feel that the energies are going to come in again spiritually. But how do I say? Because when you get help spiritually, what'll happen is you'll get a little instinct, like a little thing in your head, like go left. And then they'll go left. Why don't I go to left? I never go left. I go right. So they'll go right. And then they'll stop at the stop sign. And then the next guy in the window, he said, go left. And he's going, go left. What the hell? I never go left. I go right. So he'll go right. This is the earth. What are you talking about? You don't know. They disregard a lot of it that could help them. And then meanwhile, they keep going left. And then what's there? Construction. They get stopped and they can't do anything. And then they're going like, shit, maybe I should have listened to that guy, right? And then if they don't listen to the guy in there, then they may get like a bumper on the car. And then the guy's going, what do you mean? Why'd you go right? You go left, get in your face. It amps up, right? This is what they're showing me. It's funny. But anyway, this is what they're doing spiritually. They're like, you know what? I'm not taking they figure they know what they need to know. And again, it served them up to now, but it's only now that they're realizing things are starting to fall apart. So this is for them, the discrepancy. This is why they're in the back there. And I don't mean to, but this is the way they showed it to me. And I'm like, okay, I can say it like that. And it kind of gets through. So really the earth signs are going to really have to catch up with some kind of grounding in a way with their emotional selves. The more you get into your emotional state, the clearer your decisions will be. They're going, leave it at that. Leave the earth. You get into your emotions, you'll make better decisions. You get into your logic, you're going to get tripped up. Next, water. Quit resisting your instinct. No matter what they're going, what we're weighing up here, quit resisting the instinct. It's getting us into trouble and it's just going to get worse. Now the fire, they're going, slow down. temper yourselves, right? They're showing me the temperance card. Temper yourselves, calm yourselves, think ahead a few more steps, and we'll be okay. The air signs, they're gone. Don't touch them, leave them alone. They're being driven, they're going, they don't know that they're being guided, which is the best place to be because we follow it without resistance. Okay, now we're gonna get into the, I'm getting all woo, getting heavy with it. So I'm gonna get into my Metatron cards here on top of what I got. Again, it's all about gathering our emotional state, trying to maneuver through to our instinct, and then charging forward to gain clarity so we can come back and be community minded, community based. This is what they're showing me is everything that they will try to do to you is based on isolation of the darkest kind. So if we isolate to infuse more light, this is the key. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to shuffle. This one, don't want to ether. Beyond matter. You know, there's a lot of stuff here in October that is beyond matter. The earth signs just not going to get it. But it's going to be quite tumultuous nonetheless. But it's like we can't nail it to anything. Shit's going to go down and you're like, what? I don't know what happened, but I'll be glad when it's over. This kind of thing is what I'm getting. Okay, let's expand with the these cards here. That's better. There's like an energy in here. It wouldn't let me combine. Okay. So maybe that's the message. Okay. 1, 2, we got 3 complex. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're going to start with the first card. The complex flower. So whenever I have a complex in my deck here, it really opens up the field. These, when I made them, opens up the field. Just channel. What do you get from it? So I'm going to do that. And right away they show me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the pentagram. I had to make sure that's what it was. With an X in it. And okay, so there's a pentagram here overlay. You actually, it disappears through the camera, which is interesting. But if you look hard, there's a pentagram here. And there's an X through it with a line like that. And they're showing me like crossing out the negativity and blocking, putting up that block against. And the line going through is the positivity that's going to cut right through that. So when we're talking about this energy, they're talking about that shield. It's like, you know what that looks like is the Black Widow shield. And then the line going through from here to here is the positive energy that's just going to slip right through there unnoticed. As much as they're trying to be covert with things, it's being felt. And some people may not, the earth may not understand it. But another thing I was going to say too, I didn't touch on that. There will be people around them to hover and make them aware. Again, the guy in the neck, turn left. He's like, nah. So if you're in a negative mode, again, that's what I'm saying. Clean up your mindset. Because if you're not trusting of others or negative of others, you're really going to miss, because there's going to be people trying to push you in the right way. And it may be complete strangers that'll just say something to you that you need to take into account. And if we can't understand that it's being universally pumped, we're just going to miss things here. But anyway, there's a shield here and a cutting through of the negative energy. So give me a moment here while I okay, the sense they're giving me here. Ooh. Okay, where were we? Just, uh, yeah, we're at the place where gathering with community was the last card. But I picked up the negative card because I was getting a sense that this is meaning that we need to shield up in order to cut through the negativity. If we're aware of it, sorry, we're aware, we put up our shield, there, it's done, it's dealt with. No more of this. We cut it right out. So we'll leave that there. The next one was the complex tetrahedron. Now, this is interesting to me too, because the upside down triangle, the right side up triangle, negative. You could look at that negative and positive. You could look at that masculine and feminine. Hey, hearts, love, thank you. Uh, and see, yeah, oh, we're going backwards. Okay, sorry, I just get frustrated because there's so much they're giving me here. Negative, positive, masculine, feminine. Okay, I've been preaching. I haven't done a full on talk, and I'll probably have to do it tomorrow because I do have to tap into the negative, or sorry, masculine and positive energies. I have to tap into those and give you a heads up. They're going back to that. Now, at this time of negativity infusement, how do we counter that? We bring lovers together and make them happy. That's how we counter. And this is what I see here, talking about positivity and negativity, fusing together, or at least mingling to a degree where we're happy and therefore we shield, right? Okay. All right. So this is good. This is great. Okay. I'm trying to kind of show. Okay, so this was covering, because this is the shield card. This complex flower is shielding the negative energy and helping us flower into our community. The complex tetrahedron is talking about the masculine and feminine energies. That's going on top of here, where we have to kind of balance our way. We don't know how to, and this could signify some energy to come here in some of the romance readings that are coming forward. We may have a little bit of treacherous roads. This may be causing some people disruption. Okay, so I'll move past that and we'll go into Metatron's cube, attracting positive flow. So it's all about getting into the flow of positive energy. I mean, if we don't see it here, and then the fallout card was the ether, taking into account things beyond that which are on the physical realm. This is all woo woo, up there, hoodoo stuff. It's out there, but it's not something you could touch, feel, taste, this kind of thing. It's subtle. And yeah. Now, Metatron's cube is really got all of the there's the triangle, there's all the, again, I don't know, the cube, the flower, the seed, everything, it's all there. So all of the training, all of the elements, all of the yeah, give me a minute here. Yeah, it's like we're gaining, some people are gaining their momentum and their instinct to try and get to that partner. That's um they're trying to say something about that. For okay. Hey, Hearts Love. Not going to do specific readings today, but check out on the 20th. I'll be back in on the 20th this month. What is that? I think that's a Wednesday. What do we have? 10? Yeah, next Wednesday. I'll be in for a live night. Check my communities page for, and then we can do readings then. I'll do readings then. Okay. There's something that they're wanting to say here. Because this is talking about learning lessons. All the lessons that we've learned up to now has brought us to a PowerPoint where we're maneuvering through things and starting to take in our instinct and move forward quite quickly. And the complex tetrahedron, that's the masculine and feminine. They're showing me this right now as that, the masculine and feminine. And some, is this going to be a masculine feminine report? Some people are not knowing what to choose in that way, in the form of a partner. Now, give me a moment here. Venus, yeah, they're going, taking into account Venus, that's about partnerships, about beauty within ourselves. And once we beautify ourselves, well, what do? We attract that outward. And they're showing me, they're showing me like, oh man, how do you, it's like, uh, it's like a magnet, like they're showing like a shield, and it's like all these things are magnetically attracting, and we don't know. It's like, whoa, bang, 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 bang. They're all coming forth at once. So we may have some, I don't have that problem, but we may have some people in a way where we are attracting a lot of suitors, a lot of partners coming forth. And we don't know, we're an illusion. We don't know which one's got the prize in there, like which one matches, right? Us. That's what they're showing me through this card here. And some people are maneuvering now. Again, they're going, but beware, we have all the tools needed to suss it out. But if we panic and we jump too soon, cause problems. Because they did say to me they've been saying since 2000 whatever, 18, these partners, these twins, these whatever coming together. Now, I didn't want to get on this tangent today, but we're going there. They're saying Venus, it's all about Venus. So there's a lot of Venus energy coming to the surface. This may be what's being pushed energetically to counterbalance, okay? So when we have all these people dazed out and confused about lovers, this is right. It's going to increase frequency because we have a suitor in front of us, that kind of thing. This is the map they're showing me now. We have, well, the people that I'm talking to here, even though they feel confused, they're going, there's no reason. We have all our tools in the toolbox, every single one of them, to detect. All we have to do is flip open a lid and look inside. Is that what we want or not? Okay, close the lid and go to the next one. This is the thing. And they're going, but some people here just not looking. They just want to grab and go. Whatever that means. That may be because they're going, we're connecting to community. And through this, we're finding like connections. Again, this could be platonic or no. I know I've had, they're going, go on our own experience. I know I've had, you have people coming in, but you don't know if you can trust them, or you don't know if you want them in your friendship circles, or you don't know, this kind of thing. It can be as simple as that as well. You may have just people coming in and you just don't know what to do with them, right? You don't know, because it takes a certain amount of time to work through friendships, and where do you put them, and trust and loyalty and all of that. But again, we're shielded. Okay, is that all we want to say here? Okay, so we'll bring a planetary card in and see what we come up with. So that's basically it in a nutshell. There's energy coming in here, and which is for it's like the chicken or the egg, because they're going, there's energy coming in. I'm like, it's the dark energy coming in first, and they're going, no, we're made of light, so it was there first. And then they're going, but the dark energy is rising to meet it in a oppositional kind of way, if you get my drift. And then because of this, right, it's gonna feel, you're going to feel that. Everybody's going to feel that. I know I'm feeling it already. Is that the remedy? Because it's like, are these partners the remedy? They're going, no. The remedy is self-protection, self-grounding. So, okay. Sorry, this is very impromptu. I'm like, I had a meditation. I gave you what I got the meditation. But now we're going on a dialogue because I question talking about trust, right? Even though I know, I'm still questioning and I'm still taking my time acting like Earth here, I guess. I don't know. Trying to figure out here. I don't want to go too fast. Okay. 2 more shuffles, they said. Okay. It's not the remedy, but it's going to help increase, right? It's going to help us from the inside. Anything that's left over, any scraggling of negativity that's left over, it will help to get us on a good vibe to deal more potently with. Yeah, and then they're showing me the guy in the tub, and he's up, and the tub is like now like the lake, and it's up to his shoulders, and they're showing me the negativity is just here. So we want to reduce, right? And how do we do that with our emotions? So this is all coming to a head. And apparently the air signs are in the lead as far as following instinct and getting along their way. They're up there. Then the fire is in the ditch trying to get themselves out of a sticky situation because they tripped themselves up by acting and not thinking. And then there's the water signs, and they're kind of, yellow brick roading it. They're skipping along and not paying attention, not even knowing there's a race going on. And then the earth signs are just resistant to go because they don't think any of that's making any sense. And frankly, I don't know if I want to go that way or this way, right? And they're thinking about going the opposite direction. But nonetheless, I think, if it's just peer pressure, they're going to end up going no matter. Yeah, making light of it, I guess. Hey, what else can you do? Okay, so the planetary card, they go top and bottom. Interesting. We have Taurus, Moon in Taurus, and eclipse in Gemini. Moon in Taurus. Moon is about emotions, Taurus. You are strong and sturdy. This is about self-esteem. 14 is the number, 4 and 1 is 5. This is tipping points, personal growth. Give me a moment. Yeah, they're saying to me there's hope for those earth signs yet. Why? Because there's little pearls of wisdom coming through to them. And the pearls are from the water, they say. So there's an emotional center from a lot of I'm saying Taurus here, but they're blanketing the earth signs. They're saying these Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, they're finding nuggets of emotion, nuggets of the sea coming forth. So that could be epiphanies in an emotional way. That could be just our own, because self-esteem here is highlighted. That could be our own amping up of our own self to a degree where we feel like we are making headway in the personal growth area. So they're finding little nuggets of emotional things helping them move forward, whether they're aware of whether they're actively aware or not. This is happening now. That's interesting. Okay, Gemini. My glasses, where did they go? Rise to challenges and a new path opens. So again, I said these air signs were in the lead. Eclipse in Gemini, talking about negotiations, 7 and 2, 9. Yeah, close to completions. So we may have Geminis specifically. They're not blanketing all here. They are saying eclipse in Gemini is a stop and start. Eclipse is a blocking energy. We may be blocked by, we may have some Geminis here being blocked, like we're talking air signs, so Libra and Aquarius are off, but these Geminis may be blocked because there's an inability to want to negotiate things here in an emotional way with someone. It says rise to the challenge of a new path that is opening, or a new way of dealing with someone. I feel like they're showing a family here, right? 2 people and a child. Everything seems well there. But I feel like we may have to negotiate with someone that we choose not to, and it may not be within our family. It may be just outside of our family unit. We may have stopped communication altogether, but this is blocking us. We need to make things right here. We need to negotiate. Yeah. And and the sense they're giving me is 7 and 2 is 9, right? 10 is completion. We are almost there. If we give up here, we're just going to be blocked until we get to that negotiation place. So there's somebody in our life here, Gemini specifically, that needs to, it may be someone that we absolutely hate, is the sense I get, flat out. Like we've turned our back, and we may have our family turn their back. We just don't want to deal with that person at all. There's something here that needs to be negotiated, no less. So there's that sitting there. They needed that to be said. Interesting that they said the top and bottom, and the bottom, when we're talking about the horse race, the earth is in the back. And then they're talking about the positivity here of the nuggets coming to come forth. And then the Gemini being in the front, but this one's blocked because, right? So it's interesting, all the weird angles we got here. Because even though we may have some earth signs in the back, there's hope and whatnot. And also, even these ones that are up front, there's some that are being blocked because they really do have to learn to play well with others. I know this is being put on me at this time. So something to do with that is cutting people out when we need to still deal with them in order to move forward. So until we deal with this problem person situation, it's just there's a puzzle piece missing here, is the sense. No. Yeah, it's so close to completion, but we turned our back right before like we lit up the candles, kind of things. Like we can blow out the candles on this cake, but we lit them up, and now they're just burning, and it's like we could blow it out and have it all fixed karmically, energetically, and it's not going to hinder us in the future. But this is not being seen. Okay, so this is that. So hopefully that made sense for some people here. The whole thing is there's an inflow of energy coming. I mean, it's constant anyway. I've been spouting this for a year, but over this time, it's going to be hard because this is the last bit of the negativity that needs to go, the last bit of it. And that's the bit that we're hanging on to the most. It's the bottom of the barrel stuff. It stinks. We don't want to deal with it. We never did want to deal with it. That's why it's left here. So this is the stuff that we got to purge from emotionally in order to move forward. And those in the circles of negativity will really be clawed at in order to stay in that negative realm. And don't let anybody bring out your violence. They said violence. Don't fall for that trap, because there's some people here are just going to fall right into that, and they're going to be greatly affected by mishaps at this time. Yeah. Okay. Going okay. So October is really the influx of negativity. If we're aware of it, we just shield and ground. I do it first thing when I wake up. First thing that comes out of my mind is I'm protected. And then the next thing is I'm grounded as I'm washing my face and moving on. And then anytime I connect with someone who is either of negative vibe or anything, or I just feel tired or anything, it's like I'm protected. Boom. And you just keep re-energizing up to 3 times a day. You can do it, and then before bed. Yeah. Just be aware of it, because when we're aware of it, we're powered up against it. We can power up against it, and it doesn't even affect us. It's out there, and yeah, it's a fine line. Like, because I have this thing, It's like, do we want to know what's going on? I kind of want to know what's going on, but if it drags you down, well, that's too far. That's too much knowledge, right? You kind of be aware, but don't let it pull you. And that's kind of what I get here. So Gemini and Taurus, they seem to be the ones that are sticking out at this time, having to deal with some highly spiritual planetary stuff. These guys may be an example energetically at this time. Yeah. And the paths are being laid. And also, so I'll be in within the next while here for the masculine and feminine. I want to kind of top up there. We had talked, are we going to mix the masculine and feminine energy report? They said no. So I said, okay. But they brought in the energy. It's just simply saying, because what happens when we get happy, we attract. And when we attract, we, increase vibration, da, da, da. So it's all in the ethers at this time. Where's my ether card? Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's all. I'm feeling like they want to say more, but it was Metatron that was here today. He's showing himself there. Sometimes I hear things, I sense things, but I don't know who's there, and I ask them to show, so it's him. And he helped me make these cards, guided me. That's what he said. Guided me. Yeah. On what do we do? How do we? Because I've been wanting to make this deck for a while, and even though I did it, well, I do that way. I go in spurts, and I'll like spend 3 days like just up, and I'll be just working on it 3 days straight, and I'll collapse. But yeah, there were different ideas that came through, and I was making a book, and I was just overthinking it, and then they're like, "How about we do it now?" And then it would just float, so it was all good. Yeah. So be aware. Don't take things slow at this time, especially if we're not in understanding. Just slow down and back off, and keep your temperance. Like keep level, and you should be okay. Yeah. So wrong one. I did the wrong one here. Thank you for letting me know. Because I would have rambled on and on. My God. Thanks, Lizzie. Lissy. Uh, Man. Okay, so that was since I cut off. Okay, so start over. So basically, anybody that's wanting local readings from me is a no-go because of the shutdown here. Completely shut down, so I won't be going out locally. Unfortunately, if you want, just inquire at my email. I'm going to drop that below, but give me a few hours or whatever to do that after a live, because I do a lot of things. I shoot it out to places and whatnot, but they're not being seen. So I think I'm just going to leave it on YouTube and look to my communities board. Every once in a while, I will post things there, like where my next live for you guys. Every month, I'm going to be doing a live night once a month. and it's going to hinge around the 20th. I'm going to try and keep it within the 20th of each month, either the 20th to the 22nd. What else? And if it goes well and people want healing nights as well, energetic work, chakra work, uh, increase in that way. I'll tell you, the last live I did, energy work on a friend of mine, because a lot of yous, I may throw out energy at you, but I don't hear back from you. And I would appreciate that, because it does help me fine tune my abilities as well. But nonetheless, um, you know, especially if there's anything weird going on. Now, I had someone get energy work done for me. Now, what happened? Because it was a power infusement. So what happens there? If you're holding a lot of negative energy, it's got to release. And if we're in resistance to that, it can be combustible, meaning it can be a blowout, or we get angry and it pop. You know. Um, how do you say, emotionally pop kind of thing. So this can happen. It just to warn you, but it is there to release it, right? It means we're in high resistance, high, because when we have a big blowout, that's high resistance of holding in. So hopefully you don't have that. So if you're one to hold your emotions back, that's going to happen. It's going to blow. It'll make you blow in a bad way. But overall, it's good, because suddenly we release those emotions, we have our fit, and then we don't have that energy in us no more. So just to be aware of that. I am actually located in Canada, Saskatchewan, Canada, in the southeast. But my PayPal, I can't get that up and running. I'm being blocked there. Can't. So I just have no way to accept payment is my problem. So, and I'm not very computer savvy when it comes to apps and whatnot. And I don't want to pay for an app to, so it's one of those things. I'm just not very good at that. So it's going to take me a while to do that. But send me an email. I will put my email, infinity8readings@gmail, and we can talk through there and see what we can figure out. I'm also on Skype, and when or if I do get something lined up, I can't believe how many blocks I've had in this way. I just cannot get it to go through. The problem is I have a no fee account here in Canada, but it's actually only in one city in the province that this account is made from. So it's not a global, I can't go global with it. So that's my problem, is my bank account is, I pay no fee, but everywhere is not accepted. So this is the problem. I managed to get a good thing, but it's not good in that way. Yeah. Okay. So you're looking into energy. Yeah. You know what? I will give me half an hour to prep the video. I got to put the cover photo up, and then I'll put my email, and you can shoot me a line, and then we'll get in touch. Yeah. And the thing is, too, if you come back on the 20th, I can give you a free dip there, and we'll see what we can do. Depending if you come in real early before the lineup starts, because I usually can give about 2 or 3 readings, or not 2 or 3. I usually end up doing 5. I try and stay in for an hour, and I end up staying in for 2-3 hours. I kind of don't want to leave anybody out, but if you come in then we can do some right off the bat. We can pop off some energy. Or we can set up a time when we can set something up. We can even have a consultation, and just talk and see, if I'm something that, if we're a match in that way. So yeah, I will do that in the next half hour. I'll put a cover photo, and then I'll put my email, and you can just line it up there. Thanks for inquiring. But yeah, I'm having a lot of weird things happening with my trying to get things started in this way. It's just not going. So I'm going with flow and just trying to figure out what the hell they want me to do. Get lost on whatever. So yeah, but I will be in the 20th, and if you're up for that, and that's always free once a month, whatever. So it's tarot night, but I'm not opposed to doing energy stuff. You're welcome. So yeah. So good evening, everybody that came in, and thank you, Aunt Lizzie, for notifying me because I'm just half out of it here. A lot of times I don't. Yeah, and I did. Yeah, I did. I cut the wrong camera out. So thanks. So there'll be a lot of yipping with no audio. Okay, take care, guys. I will see you soon. I'll be in for the masculine and feminine report here within the next few days. So take care, have fun, and be kind.